Hello everyone, my name is Anna and welcome to Cactus Caffeine. In this channel, I share with you my passion for growing cactus and other desert plants, as always, over a cup of coffee. And this coffee that I am drinking today is a coffee from Costa Rica. So Braulio, if you're watching, I am trying out one of the coffees that you sent me. This is the brand that I'm drinking today. It is so good, Braulio. I like it. So thank you so much for this coffee. Okay, so for today, it is going to be a Tephrocactus repotting day. I have several of my Tephrocactus out in here, two types of Tephrocactus. And in front of them, you see this beautiful pots right here. So these pots were sent to me by thenextgardener.com, and I would like to thank Ken for sending me these beautiful pots for my beautiful cacti. I was only expecting to receive actually these two pots, but they surprised me and they sent me two more pots right here. So instead of me just repotting two of my Tephrocacti, I took out another Tephrocacti of mine. This is the Tephrocactus articulatus inermis, meaning no spines. This is the Tephrocactus articulatus variety Papyrocanthus or Papyrocanthus. Of course, I am not pronouncing that right, but you will see the name of it on the screen. So this is the one with the spines, and this is the one that is inermis or no spines. So I'll be repotting those three. And because they also sent me this big pot from thenextgardener.com, I will be planting another type of cactus in this one. I do not have a Tephrocactus that is big enough to fit this big pot, so I will be planting another type of cactus in here. If you want to know what cactus that is, stay tuned and keep on watching this video. These pot sizes is perfect, I believe, for these cacti, and I love the colors on this one. It's earth colors. I usually stick to earth colors. I love using terracotta pots, but every now and then I would have a beautiful cacti that is worth showing off with the beautiful pots. So these are perfect. So it comes with a drainage holes and a saucer underneath it. And actually these two pots even came with this mesh in there to block the hole. That is to prevent the soil from coming out through the drainage holes. Okay, and the nextgardener.com did not only send me pots, they actually also sent me cactus soil here. So this is their soil, and I'm excited to see how it looks and to try it out. And besides the soil, they also sent me a top dressing. So soil, top dressing, the pots. I have everything I need to repot my cacti, my Tephrocactus cacti. I will put a link to their website below this video. It's thenextgardener.com, where you can check out these beautiful pots, check out their different types of top dressings, their soil, and of course they have beautiful succulents and some cacti in their website as well. Repotting these cacti is not as easy as it seems, because these cacti, they're so fragile. These segments, they're loosely attached that the slightest, if you shake them, if you bump into them, they easily drop. Sometimes if the wind is very strong, some of these segments will be knocked off too, and they drop. In fact, that's how I ended up with having two full pots. It's because the segments would drop, and fortunately they root easily, so I plant them in soil again and then they grow. I'm going to be using the Next Gardener Professional Grower Soil Mix. So this is the one that they recommend for succulent and cactus. Here is their cactus and succulent soil mix. So it's very light and airy. See, if you squeeze them, they don't form a lump. That's how you know it's a good mix. I see a lot of perlite in it and very fine substrate. It also comes with low fertilizer content, so I don't need to add fertilizer anymore to this. It comes with a low concentration of fertilizer. Another thing I like about this soil is I don't seem to see any large pieces of bark or wood in it. Usually if I buy cactus soil from big box stores here, I pick out the large pieces of wood and bark, and it takes so much time doing that. But so far this one doesn't seem to have any of that. So good first impression on me, but I'm excited to try this out on my cactus. So this is how they look. Each pot has two cacti in there, two in here. This one has three actually. There's three. So I am hoping I can preserve the way they look until I finish repotting them. I hope I don't drop any, but then again, like I told you, these are so fragile, so I am lowering my expectations. But what do you think, guys? How many segments will I lose? 1, 2, or none? Make your guess down this video in the description. Okay, so make your guesses. How many segments do you think I will lose? Oh no, as I was trying to make room in my table for my soil, I already accidentally bumped one of the segments here. Boom, that's one segment down. Okay, so I normally, just hit the sides or tap the sides of the pot to wiggle the cactus, but can't do that for this one. So what I'm going to try to do is I will try to loosen up the sides by sticking my tweezers, and I'm trying to loosen up the soil from the pot. Okay, hopefully if I invert this, the cactus would easily come off from the pot. Hopefully I can get them out like this. Oh, I think it is working. Yes. I'm so scared. Yes, okay. I finally did it. So I'm just going to knock off some of the soil, not all of them, because I'm afraid the more I handle this cactus, the more segments will come off. So I'm just knocking some of the old soil off as much as I can. Okay, I'm not gonna go any farther. I am really getting scared. So I will put this in the new pot. Okay, I got one pot down. So this is how it looks. I actually contemplated on planting this segment that fell off in here, but I think this pot is already full considering it has 3 plants already in here. So I will just root this separately. This roots easily. Just stick them or plant them on top of dry soil and then mist the soil every now and then until they root. They root fast. In fact, here I'm going to show you all these segments came off from this one, and when they fall I just stick them in here and they would root easily. So can you just imagine how tall this could have been if these did not drop off from here? But then again, now at least I have more of this type of cactus, which is good. I think for this one, this is not going to come off its spot as easily as the other one. I think this needs a more drastic measure. Oh no! Segment number 2. I am pretty sure there is a better way of doing this, but my mind couldn't think of anything else right now. For one thing, it is so hot. As I'm doing this, it's already 104 degrees here outside. I think the hottest will be 105 today. So, can't think straight. I just want to get this over with. Oh, finally got the cap off. This hasn't flowered for me, but when I was reading up on it, it says it rarely flowers in cultivation because I think it needs to be a certain height before this will flower. I also watered this very well before I repotted it because I noticed that when this is dehydrated, like during winter months, when I try to withhold water, I still water it, but not as much as during its growing season. But if I withhold water from it too long, the segments actually drop off by themselves. Yeah, so if you keep this too dry for too long, the segments will fall off by itself. So before I repotted this, I made sure it is well hydrated so that these segments don't all fall off as easily, though I still manage to knock down one segment from this one. This is cactus number 3, and it's going to get the same treatment as the second cactus. Oh no, man, I lost 2 and 4. Okay, so that makes 6 now. 6 segments. As for the care that I give this cactus, I find that Tephrocactus likes sunlight, although I keep this under a 50% shade cloth because our sun here in the desert is very intense during the summer. But they are in the area where it gets a lot of sun. I would say about 6 hours of 50% sun every day during the summer. In fact, it needs a lot of sunlight in order for the segments to grow round like a ball. Otherwise, if they lack sunlight, they will be growing thin and elongated, and it doesn't look good. It looks nice if they're round like this, like little balls glued to each other. In the winter, they're said to be hardy to freezing temperatures for a short period of time, but not for long. I do keep this in a greenhouse. My greenhouse is heated. I try to keep the temperatures there at least about 35 degrees Fahrenheit, not lower than that. And I do give supplemental watering to this during winter time. If you live in a more humid environment where winter is really very cold, you can probably totally withhold watering of this during winter time. But for me, I do water this a little bit during winter, because if this, like I said, if the segments gets too dehydrated, they start falling off by themselves. That is why I give them a little bit of water every now and then during winter time. Alright, I had to take a break for a few hours because it got too hot, so I had to wait for the sun to move. So I'm back. This is just ice cold water now. Okay, so like I promised you guys, I will be potting up another type of cactus in this big pot right here. And the cactus that I've chosen to pot up in this one is something that I've had for several years now. It is this astrophytum ornatum, or astrophytum ornatum. So this is a big one. When I bought this, I would say 4 years ago, it was about the size of a lemon, but since then it has grown. It's now like the size of a melon. Yes, it is in a big I think this is an 8-inch pot, so this is pretty big, but it hasn't flowered for me yet. I don't know why. So anyway, it is a nice specimen, so I think this cactus will be best in this beautiful The Next Gardener pot. I am hoping that this would be much easier than the Tephrocactus to repot. I'm trying to see if I can push it from the drainage hole from the bottom. Oh yes, it is working. Okay, good. Okay, that was way much easier. How does that look, guys? Wow, it's like a totally new cactus. The green and white design of this pot somehow complements the green body of this cactus with those white freckles. Here are my 4 cacti now in their nice new pots. Okay, but before I put the top dressing on them, I would like to water them first to let the soil settle. So when they settle, I will know if I need to add more soil, because once the top dressing is in there, I won't be able to add any more soil into the pot. So I'm going to water them now. I would recommend you not to water your cactus right away after repotting, to let the roots heal. But then, since it's summer right now here in the desert, it is hot, everything dries quick, I am able to get away with watering my cactus right away after repotting. But normally, I would advise you not to water them right away. Wait for about 3 days up to a week to give the roots time to heal. So after watering it, you can see this section now, the soil went down a little bit, so I know I need to add a little bit more on this side and a little bit more on this side as well. So now I'm just adding the top dressing. I really like this top dressing that they sent me. I've already added some on the other pots. I like the color. It complements the cactus and the pot, so it doesn't draw too much attention on the top dressing, but rather it complements the entire arrangement. I will flash the name of this specific top dressing on the screen. In the website they have several types, okay, but for this specific one you'll see the name of this on the screen. Finally, here they are now in their new pots. This is the hardest repotting that I've done, guys, at least for these Tephrocactus, the hardest and the clumsiest repotting that I've done. Look at all the segments that I lost. If you answered 6 in the comments below, congratulations. I wasn't expecting to lose that much, but nevertheless, now they're all done. These Tephrocactus, I expect them to stay in this pot for many years. They stayed in the smaller 4-inch pots for 3 years, and when I unpotted it, they were not root bound. They could have lasted maybe 2 more years in that small 4-inch pots. These are bigger, so they will last in these pots for many more years. And when I looked it up online, it says that these don't usually grow any taller than a foot and a half. Taller than that, they would naturally drop their segments. I measured this one. This is already 11 inches tall, so it will only grow a little bit taller than this, and that's about the maximum height that they'll get. So I think in these pots they will stay there for many years. This concludes my repotting video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram and in Facebook, and thank you again to the Next Gardener for sending me the beautiful pots, the soil, and the top dressing. Go ahead and check out their website. You will find the link below this video. Until next time, everyone, bye guys, and cheers.